the stage is set for another round of debates surrounding Uniform Civil Code or UCC. One of the BJP's core issues, it had found mention in the Saffron Party's 2014 election manifesto. And now, with general elections approaching and Prime Minister Narendra Modi making a strong pitch for it, it seems the ruling party is all geared up for a renewed push. It is reportedly planning to table a bill on it in the upcoming monsoon session of Parliament. And before that, on 14th of June, the 22nd Law Commission sought views of the public and recognized religious outfits on UCC. So far, 1.9 million suggestions have been received. The 21st Law Commission, meanwhile, had argued that the formulation of a UCC was neither necessary nor desirable. Meanwhile, on Monday, that was 3rd of July, the Parliamentary Standing Committee on Law and Justice, headed by BJP's Rajya Sabha MP Sushil Modi, held a meeting with the representatives of the Law Commission and the Law Ministry. In the meeting, Sushil Modi argued that laws that related to scheduled tribes and northeast states be kept out of the purview of their consultations. Modi also urged members to discuss discriminatory laws related to polygamy, divorce and maintenance, adoption and property rights of women, where they were more likely to reach consensus. Just hours after Prime Minister Modi pushed for the UCC and called for one nation, one law, the All India Muslim Personal Law Board held an emergency meeting and decided to oppose the plan. While Congress is reportedly in a wait-and-watch mode, AAP and Shiv Sena have offered conditional support. Some NDA allies in the northeast have reportedly expressed concerns. Meghalaya CM and National People's Party leader Conrad Sangma has said that the UCC is against the idea of India. UCC calls for the formulation of one law across the country, which would be applicable to all religious communities in the matters of marriage, divorce, inheritance, maintenance, and adoption. The provision for UCC is in Article 44 under Part 4 of the Constitution. Part 4 contains directive principles of state policy, which are not enforceable but are to be nevertheless fundamental in the governance of the country. So, what does the Constitution have to say about the need for a UCC, and what are the implications for the government?
See, the state is as bound to bring in the Uniform Civil Code as it is bound to do other articles in the directive principles of state policy. There are other articles of the directive principles of state policy which provide for what is almost a socialistic pattern of society, that there is no concentration of the wealth in in the hands of a few people. Now, is the state doing that? No. The directive principles are like broad brush strokes towards which the state has to endeavor to walk. Now, does it does the government or does any government of the day do all the directive principles? No, they do as much as is possible, as much as is feasible.
Constitution in Article 44 would say that the state shall endeavor to have a uniform civil code. So Constitution basically favors gender justice and equality, and therefore Constitution acknowledges that the personal laws, if you go by the debate we had in the Constituent Assembly, that many provisions of personal law are discriminatory. So the ideal for the Constitution is to have gender just laws.
And is India ready for a uniform civil code?
It's only when we have a draft code out, we can see how that draft harmonizes the requirements of the law with the religious requirements of vast sections of your populace. Can a law be drawn which simultaneously looks after the interests of people who consider marriage to be a sacrament, and also the interests of people who consider marriage to be a mere contract? So what is the draft that you are proposing? Nobody knows. It cannot be that a draft just merely copies what is applicable to the majority will be applicable to the minority as well. If you impose one set of values on a set of people who are not willing for it, then you naturally risk an explosion.
You see, it's difficult to say whether India is ready for UCC. India was not ready for the constitution and is not yet ready for the constitution. But there are things which a democratic country must do, whether people are ready for it or are not ready for it, because of the larger goal. Now, if gender justice is a goal, can that goal be achieved only by having one uniform law, or this goal can be achieved by bringing reforms in different personal laws? Because legal pluralism is an equally established tradition of law. And that is what the 21st Law Commission said, that we should try first to have gender parity and justice within communities between men and women, rather than do it inter-communities. I have been writing on this subject and saying that a uniform civil code in one go may agitate people, may create controversies. A law reform should be kept out of electoral politics, out of controversy, because it is good for the country. And therefore, let us attain this ideal in a piecemeal manner. So, country should get ready for a uniform civil code, and there should be no politics about it. But it seems that the road to uniform civil code has to be slow and gradual.
India's readiness for the UCC depends upon the code's contents. To conclude, Sanjay Hegde believes that it would not be fair to impose the majority community's personal laws on the minority. And while Faizan Mustafa believes that the constitution's ideals, especially gender justice, should be pursued, India's multiple personal laws should be changed individually first, before pursuing a UCC in a staggered manner.
If you like this video, share it and subscribe to Business Standard. For more news, views and insights, log on to www.business-standard.com. Do also follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Telegram and LinkedIn.
He's about to land his dream job. Business Standard.